Welcome to another episode of The Broker's Brew here on the Marketing Mortgages podcast by Social for Brokers. If you've never listened to one of these before, welcome to the podcast. So we have two different types of episodes on our podcast. Episodes where we interview mortgage brokers, business owners, people within the field. Really good chats with people, get to understand how they've built the business, how they've got to where they are today, and what mistakes they might have made, and other conversations that come along the way, tips that you can pick up from all of these successful guys. And then we've got the other side of the podcast, which is where I will sit here with a cup of tea. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the cuppa there. And we chat about certain things in social media, try and impart some of my knowledge, which I've picked up from other resources, and share them with you guys. So this week, I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people ask the question of through all of our social media channels, on sales calls, when we do training. And it's something that is really important. And we're going to go through the almost like the blueprint in inverted commas of how often you should post on social media each week. It's a big question that we get asked, Chris. How often should I be posting on Facebook? How many TikTok videos should I be doing? What should I be doing on LinkedIn? And today we're going to cover all of those different topics in this Broker's Brew episode. So I'm going to have a sip of my brew to start. Now I'm recording this when it's absolutely boiling. So the girls who work with me on the team, they were saying you should do like the iced tea Broker's Brew episode instead of the cup of tea one, because it would be a bit cooler. Absolutely roasting today. But let me take a sip of this and we will get started. So first thing we need to do is to tell you why it's so important to be posting on social media, but not just posting, but posting regularly to these channels. You're not only going to increase your chances of being seen by prospective clients, okay, so people that have maybe researched you or been referred to a friend, when they land on your social media profile, if they see you haven't posted for even a month, they might think you've gone out of business, or they might not think that you have the knowledge of the market if you're not keeping them up to date with what's going on in the mortgage world. So it helps you being seen by prospective clients, but also puts you in pole position when I call them lurker clients. So these are people that maybe follow the page but have never had an appointment. These lurker clients, you're putting yourself front and center of the company that they are going to remember when they need a mortgage. And that's exactly why we do it. Now, most people fail on social media, and please let me know if this is you, because I do it as well. They'll post furiously. They'll post loads of content over, say, a few weeks because it's maybe a bit quieter, or they put a strategy in place. Then it gets really busy and it kind of falls by the wayside. You've got other things to do. You've got cases to submit, customers to get back to. Then you find out 3 months gone by, business picks up, and you realise you've only done 2 posts over the last 12 weeks. And those are about the Bank of England base rate going up. So before we get into this, you need to make sure you're in a space where you can be consistent, because we're going to talk about how many posts you need to be posting each week to be consistent on each platform. Now, what I would say, if you're just starting out, don't try and do all of the channels at once, okay? Pick 1 or 2 different platforms, because if you say I'm going to post to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Google My Business at all the recommended times that we chat about today, you're setting yourself up to fail. So out of this list, pick 2 platforms that you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable doing video yet, don't do a TikTok. If you haven't got a Google My Business set up yet, don't post to there. Just I'd recommend getting one of those set up there. But I would probably start with, I always say Facebook is number 1, but Facebook and Instagram, because you can post to the 2 at the same time. Okay. So let's get into it. The first channel, which I think is the best social media platform for mortgage advisors, is still Facebook. Now, you might be sat there thinking, oh, it's an old platform, it's outdated. These social media platforms, Meta, who own Facebook and Instagram, they are doing things to always try and reignite a platform. Facebook, the emergence of Facebook Reels, the community groups, the local groups, that for me, it's still a very much community-led platform, and it's great for referrals through social media. I still think Facebook is number one. So let's talk about that one first. You need to be posting at least 3 times per week. Okay. I mean, it'd be great if you could post once a day, but you need to be posting 3 times a week. Facebook's got 2.9 billion active users every month. That's a massive pool of people. If you narrow that down to UK, then narrow it down to England, then narrow it down to your area, it's the best platform to reach more people, and you can do it for free with, as I said, with the likes of the Facebook community groups and the Spotted Smithsville, those type of things. Facebook helps you if you're posting 3 times per week. It's going to help with your engagement. Okay, for example, if you use photo posts, they typically get the highest engagement around about 0.12%. I know that sounds really low, but that is one of the highest ones that you can get in terms of engagement. And then you've got status posts, so standard text posts average around about 0.06 engagement, and video posts have an average engagement of about 0.08%. Okay, those are the normal engagement levels on Facebook. So the reason I put these into this podcast is to make you realize that engagement levels are super low on Facebook. That's one of the best platforms to get. Okay, so please don't worry if you start posting. I don't want you to be disheartened. I want you to realize that even the average of engagement on posts is still very low. So if you don't get loads of engagement on posts, please don't give up after a few weeks. Stick with it. Okay. Some content ideas for you on Facebook you can use, even if you don't want to create content, so you don't want to go on Canva and you don't want to do video, you could use photos of clients moving into their property. You could use case studies, so maybe a selfie of you at the desk doing a case study, maybe not even from this week, it could have been from the last month, last 6 months, last year. But use those 2 things. If you're not confident with Facebook, there's 2 posts for you: a happy client or a customer review, and then a selfie of you at your desk explaining what you're doing. Okay. And then the 3rd post could be something like an industry update. So rates are falling, or if you want to get your fixed rate sorted before the end of the year, get in touch. Okay. So that's 3 posts per week on Facebook. You can do a customer review or like a happy client post, a case study, and then an industry article. Okay. Let's move on to Instagram. Very similar, 3 times per week. There's 1.3 billion users on Instagram. And Instagram, different from Facebook, is better for that like visual, what I call visual storytelling. So you can use Instagram stories to show behind the scenes. You can use carousels for people to swipe through and show you you can show your audience what's going on within your business. Let me just take a quick sip. But I really love Instagram for stories. If you can upload 1 story per day, absolutely fantastic. You can use the likes of polls, the stickers, the emoji reactions to increase the engagement on Instagram itself. Okay. So 3 times a week, what should you be posting? 1, post a behind the scenes photo. So like I said, very similar to Facebook, like your daily work life. You might take the dog for a walk, a photo of you at the desk, a photo of you eating lunch whilst you're doing an appointment, I don't know, something like that. You could do, because Instagram's, what we said, a visual storytelling platform, it's great to do maybe some before and afters of clients' homes. If you've helped somebody buy a project, make sure they send you photos, get those over, and you can show before and after. And then infographics work really well. So an infographic essentially is a graphic that shows information. So you could be taking figures from an industry article and putting them into a carousel. When I say carousel, some people get a bit confused as to what a carousel is. All a carousel is on Instagram is when you upload more than one image or graphic. Okay. So when you slide through them, that counts as a carousel. And they're really good because if you find a user swiping through the content on your channel, Instagram see that as a great indicator that they're interested in your content. So when you're uploading customer reviews, why not upload 3 or 4 at the same time so people can swipe through them? So we've done Facebook 3 times a week, Instagram 3 times a week. let's move on to LinkedIn. Now, this is quite a niche platform if you want to build your own personal brand or you're trying to hit a niche specific audience. So you might be targeting CIS workers or NHS doctors. That's where LinkedIn is really good for generating leads with social media. But you need to be posting at least once a day on LinkedIn. It's a tough platform to crack, and I know lots of mortgage brokers have done it. I would recommend once a day, because it's really, really good for organic reach. But it's only if you've got good quality content. Don't spam your channel with rubbish just because I'm saying once a day, okay? Some figures that I've picked out here, more than 91% of executives consider LinkedIn a valuable source of professional content. So 91% of people want to see, yes, your personal side, still do personal content on LinkedIn, but they want to see that you know that what you're talking about. So if it is that you are talking, say if you want to target CIS workers, you want to be doing specific content about CIS workers, how you can use their income as different affordability, which lenders look favourably upon CIS, those type of things, rather than just, I do mortgages. Okay. The great thing about LinkedIn is when you post something, say if John Smith, who is a CIS worker, commented on that post, a lot of John Smith's network would see that he has commented on your stuff. So that enhances the organic reach. Now, John Smith is likely to have people in his network that are CIS workers as well. That's where LinkedIn is really good. But you've got to be posting once a day. What kind of content should you be putting out there? Put personal content out there, okay? Don't be scared to do that. It's not, although 91% of executives look at it as a professional platform, it's not as stuffy as it used to be, okay? Show your personality on there. Upload what you've been doing at the weekend, what you do to shut off, something different about your business. Maybe you work from a beautiful place with the office, which has got a great view. Those type of things personal. I wouldn't use it for a place. Some people use it as a place for a lot of humor, but I suppose it just depends on you as a person. But what I'm saying is don't hold back uploading that personal content. Then when you're looking at business, share experiences. So talk about client success in your specific field. So how did you get a CIS worker a mortgage when he'd been told no by 3 other people? Okay. Use those case studies as posts, but be posting one time a day. Okay. There is an argument at the minute. Some people will say that they don't like all this funny stuff on LinkedIn. It works for some people, okay? But it needs to be, you need to stay true to your brand. If you're quite a corporate person and you're uploading funny videos on LinkedIn, it's not going to go down well with your audience. But if you've always been known for that, then carry on doing that. Just stay true to your specific type of content. Don't chop and change between the two. That's what I'm trying to say there. Right, have another sip of this brew for anybody listening that it goes quiet on the podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see exactly what I'm doing. So, the magic word, TikTok. How many times should you be posting on TikTok? You need to be posting 1 to 3 times per day to have big levels of interaction and follows. Okay. There are people on TikTok that started years and years ago and they don't have to post as much as that now because they have an audience. But if you are starting from today, you need to be creating 1 to 3 videos per day. And that's why I say, don't just try and pick up Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok together. Okay. It's so hard to be consistent on every platform. It's impossible for you to go from 0 to creating 3 videos a day on TikTok and then a post every 3 days on Facebook and Instagram and posting every day on LinkedIn. It's impossible. Okay. That's why I would say pick one of these channels. If you're going to go down TikTok 1 to 3 times per day, okay. The thing with TikTok at the minute, nobody really knows how their algorithm works. Okay. So if there's an agency that says they know exactly how it works and they can make you go viral in inverted commas, they're talking rubbish, okay? But you can if you get a post picked up, it can go viral. There are some great people that I've had on this podcast. Anish Patel, who's smashing it on LinkedIn. Glenn Russell, who's smashing it on LinkedIn. Joe Bartlett, the home buyer coach, smashing it on LinkedIn. These guys consistently put content out there and some of their videos have gone viral. I'm talking hundreds of thousands to millions of views on their social media posts on TikTok, but it takes a while to get there. Okay. So it's good for engagement. great for user interaction. So you can create relatable content. So the funny videos, the skits, and that can help you build a strong connection with your audience, especially with the next generation of home buyers. But what kind of content can you create? So I would say keep it simple. Explain mortgage concepts. Keep it fun, keep it engaging. Just break down complex topics. And what you might think is very, very basic to you could be very, very complex to somebody else. So are an agreement in principle and a decision in principle the same thing? First time buyers may have gone to Barclays and heard it called a DIP, and gone to a mortgage advisor and heard it called an AIP. Very simple videos like that. How much deposit do you need to buy? How does the LISA work? Make them fun, make them you. Okay, so make them you speaking to camera. That's what you need to be doing with these informative videos. But just make it as if you're approachable. Hold a cup of tea in your hands whilst you're chatting. Don't, because some first-time buyers might be quite scared to reach out. If you look a bit more approachable, they're much more likely to get in touch with you. Next one, customer testimonials. If you can get video reviews of your clients, it's huge because it's great social proof. I mean, Google reviews are fantastic. Video reviews are even better. And then, of course, you can go down the trending challenges. So you can do like the lip sync videos, or you can do a specific dance, or you can do something relating to the mortgage world. You can use those trends for your piece of content, but it all depends on how confident you are on social media and how confident you are at putting yourself out there. Okay. The key thing to remember here is consistency is key across all of these platforms. I'm not saying post once every week. Okay. You've got to be consistently posting at least 3 times a week on some of these channels. And then the final thing I'm going to leave you with, it's not just about the posting. So this episode is about how often should I post? You should post all these times, but then you've got to stay around. Do not post and ghost. It's the worst thing that you can do. You post something and expect other people to engage with it when you haven't engaged with anything else. Stay after you've posted, comment on other people's content, find the local estate agent, comment on their property that released, like some of their posts, share the local candle maker's post to your page saying, this is a fantastic business. I love being part of this local community. Just stick around and chat with people. It won't only help you with your engagement levels with those business, but it will help your content reach more people as well, because these social media platforms love people that engage, and they will reward you by pushing your content out to more people. So there we have it. Facebook 3 times a week, Instagram 3 times a week, LinkedIn once a day, TikTok 1 to 3 videos per day. Okay. If you've got any questions on anything I've spoken to you guys about today, then please reach out, drop us a message. Don't want you to think this is a hard and fast rule, because somebody will message me saying, oh, well, I posted this much and I'm not getting engagement, or I posted less than that and I'm getting engagement. These are what a lot of the channels recommend. Definitely Facebook and Instagram have said 3 times a week at least. And people doing research on TikTok, they say 1 to 3 times per day. But this is a great starting point. I mean, if you can be posting every day on social media, fantastic. But pick 2 channels, go all in for 6 to 12 months, and you'll start to see results, I promise you. And remember to stick around and engage. That's it from me today. If you want more tips like this, make sure you sign up to our email marketing list. If you go to socialforbrokers.com/blog, you can sign up to our free weekly newsletter that lands at Wednesday, 2:00 every week, with loads more social media tips like this. But until the next episode, catch you soon. Cheers.